Hot or not, here we go.
Data Center Edition. We're going to throw this over to our producer, Elena, who is going to be kicking off questions for us.
Yes. Hi, guys. Thank you for having me back. Honored to I think this is my second appearance.
Welcome back. I think a lot of our listeners have been asking for you more. So here we go, listener. This is what you wanted.
Hashtag where's Elena?
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Okay, well, I'm honored to be back. Today we're going to do another edition of Is It Hot or Is It Not? And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to throw out a few trends or ideas in the data center space today, and you are going to tell me whether you are hot or not on these. So hot being yes, 100%, these are the future, and not being no way. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
So, statement number 1. Microgrids are the future of data centers. Are you hot or not?
I think microgrids are the future of data centers for a very short time. I don't think it's going to be long term. I think this bring your own power to data center trend is not necessarily going to be short-lived in terms of like people aren't going to do it, but I think the reason that we're doing it now is because we can't get power fast enough. I think in the future, we are going to have enough power to power these. I think data center provider or data center developers would prefer to have the utility grid on board and use the utility grid. So I think in the short run, yes. Long run, not. So hot, short, long, not.
I'm going to concur because I was going to say it's obviously critical for the short term, but to your point exactly, once the power infrastructure is built out, and we've talked about other topics on the show like distributed energy and interconnecting and all this kind of interesting stuff, there's going to be different solutions moving into the future. So yeah, it's hot for now and eventually it'll change.
Okay, that's two very non-committal answers there.
I thought I was very committal on it.
I would say it sounds like you're maybe tepid, lukewarm on the idea as an in-between.
It's a good short-term solution.
Okay, hot on the short-term solution. Okay, I'll accept it. Trend number 2, data centers built underwater. Are we hot or not?
Oh, the underwater data center.
I'm hot on it because I think it's really cool. You got a massive source of heat sink available. So I'm hot on it. I think it's feasibility. It seems pretty crazy, but they've done some test cases already and it is happening on small scale, like test examples. So I'm hot on the idea.
Not.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm falling in the not camp on this one. I think it was Microsoft. Microsoft tried this. There was an article that I read. They put like a capsule under the seawater and they ran a little data center in it. And then they brought it up recently and they did an article on it. Obviously, Microsoft's not pursuing that at large scale. You would have heard about it. I think the complexity of that is just too complex and there's probably too many risks associated with putting, billions of dollars of chips under the water and trying to get that to work. If there's anything related to seawater for data centers, I think doing like oil rig data centers, like out on the sea, like a platform and using the water as the source of or a sink for BTUs, I think that would be more advantageous and that I could see going. But underwater, I say no.
Okay, nice. I appreciate the resoluteness with that. So we're definitely not hot on data centers being built underwater, but potentially a pivot to oil rig-esque projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay, cool. So trend number 3, air cooling still has a place in data centers. What are we thinking, hot or not?
This is an interesting one because we had 2 data center guests, went on opposite sides of this one. So Sam Brown was more concerned of the risk side of liquid cooling and went full in saying air cooling is definitely going to be one of the future technologies of some kind. And Ali, exactly the opposite, saying it's all going to be liquid cooled and we're definitely going in that direction. I'm going hot. I'm hot on that one. I think air cooling will still have a place in data centers for the foreseeable future. I think super dense AI data centers are being designed liquid cooled today. I think they will continue to. Even with the designs that we're doing today, there is a portion that is still air cooled. They're doing direct to chip cooling but that direct to chip isn't 100% of the cooling that's happening in the rack. There is still some other heat that is being served by fan coil walls or craws. So I'm hot on this one.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hot as well. Air cooling seems like it's always still going to be a portion. Yes, liquid cooling, I believe, will continue to be a larger portion, but air cooling is going to be a component. And that's what I'm just saying based on what I hear, what I consider the experts talking about.
Two hots. Yeah, hot squared on air cooling still has a place in data centers. Interesting. Fourth statement. Utilities should be required to prioritize renewable interconnections for data center loads. Are we hot or not on that idea?
This is not going to be a popular view, I think. I'm not a fan of the term required right there, because I think that they should be able to make their own decisions, whatever they feel is the most economic for them and feasible, and whatever that looks like. I get the idea. So it's like we all want clean power and clean air and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good idea, but because it says required, I'm going to say I'm not hot on it.
So I'm trying to stick to, the way that Elena laid out the game here is it's hot or not. There's not an in between. And so if I had to pick one of those, I would say not. Dan, I'd agree with you. I would agree with you. I think this is a utility decision or a local decision on how they bring those loads onto the local grid. Now, if it's a microgrid, we just talked to Jason in this episode, and he's talking about how we can, if a data center is looking to bring their own power, their program is set up to bring a portion of that as renewable energy. I think that's great, especially because it feels like at this point you can build those generation assets faster. But at the end of the day, I don't think there should be a requirement to put a specific, any kind of type of power generating source as a requirement for faster interconnection, whether that's nuclear, whether it's natural gas, whether it's coal or renewables, any of it. I don't think you should have a requirement. I think it should be what the utility, what the local, what the load kind of dictates.
Yeah, no, I agree. I want it to be the lowest cost.
That makes
so
sense.
Not squared.
Not squared, exactly. So, fifth and final statement, and this is one that I'm probably most interested to hear your thoughts on. Data centers are the new monuments of our time. Are we hot?
I like it.
Yes. This is a great question.
Can't even finish.
This is a great question.
Who's going
are we
first?
hot?
I'm excited.
Are we hot or
about
not?
Well, so listener, this one came back from the Jell & Gentry family trip to St. Louis this year. We're looking at the arch, standing underneath it, very, very cool structure. And Dan was like, man, we don't build anything like this anymore. And my response was like, man, I think we are. I just think we don't see them like this. They're not showy. They're, data centers are the new monuments of our time, is what I said. And so that's where this came from. So I'm hot on this. I think they are. Not necessarily like we're building them for the same reason. I think we build monuments in the past, Mount Rushmore and the Arch and all these different things.
Empire State Building, these beautiful things we see. And
yes,
tangible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The massive amount of money and infrastructure and resource that's going into data centers is monument building-esque.
It's monumental?
That's really funny. Yes, it's monumental. So I would say yeah.
I agree. And I think, in my opinion, why I think they are monuments is because, to appreciate the engineering that goes into these things, the engineering for, the chipsets themselves and, the AI, everything that went into, developing and designing, engineering, all that. It's an engineering marvel, I think, if you will. So it's not oh, cool, let's go look at this pretty data center, but we can appreciate all the efforts that went into it and all the technology that's in there, and then all of the output that we're getting from all this technology, all this AI modeling and all this stuff. It's it is monumental.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I would love more monuments, though.
Yeah, I mean, we agree on this. I'm hot on monuments.
Yeah, hot on monuments in general.
Okay, nice. So we're hot on monuments, but we're also hot on data centers as monuments of our time.